Hi ladies, welcome back to Style with Cathy over 50. Today we're diving into a topic that many of us can relate to. Finding tops that not only look fabulous, but also help us to feel confident by gracefully hiding our belly. Whether it's for a day out with friends or a special occasion, I've got you covered. So let's get started. Let's get this right off the table, and I'm talking about wearing the right bra. If you are not wearing the proper size bra, it doesn't matter how nice of a top that you might be wearing, it's just not going to look as good as it could be if you were wearing, your proper bra. I really recommend getting a bra fitting at least once a year, and every time you put your bra on, you got to remember to adjust those straps, because wearing the proper size bra and hoisting the girls up will make you instantly look slimmer. Remember, your bra is your foundation to your outfit. I like to think of it as when you're building a house, your foundation has to be strong to hold up your house. So just remember that tip whenever you are getting dressed every day. So the first thing that we have to think about before we get into our tops is understanding your body shape. Understanding your body shape is crucial because not all tops work the same for everyone, and that's okay. For those of us with an apple-shaped belly, it's all about creating balance. I'll show you how to select tops that draw attention upwards and highlight your best features. So I'm going to go through each individual body type and tell you what to look for in a top. So let's start with an apple body shape. That's what my body shape is. We want to emphasize our bust, our arms, and our legs because we really don't have a defined waist area. The midsection is more like a barrel, so we have to create attention elsewhere in our body. And typically an apple body shape has an ample chest, nice arms, and nice legs. So it's nice to play those areas up because it does detract from the belly. So I always look for a V-neck, a scoop neck, a U-neck, anything that can create space between the chest and the chin. You want to open this area up because you can see that it brings the eye right to here and it creates space here so everybody's looking up or they're looking at my chest and not at my belly. These type of tops are flattering for an apple body shape, peplum, a wrap, an emper waist, asymmetrical, and tops that have ruching are flattering for those of us with a large belly. So in a bit, we're going to talk about all the different styles of tops, but let's work our way through the different body shapes. So if you have an hourglass body shape, you're going to want to look for tops that emphasize your bust and your hips. You're going to look for V-neck tops that draw the eye upward. Peplum and wrap tops are also your friend because you have like that nice hourglass silhouette. So you really want to play up those assets. And I find that as I'm losing weight, I'm not really one body type, and that's okay because most people aren't strictly one body type. I find that I'm more of an apple lending to an hourglass shape, but I'll always still be an apple because I know when I was at my thinnest, when I put weight on, it directly goes to the belly. So I find when I'm styling myself, the clothes that are very flattering for both an apple and an hourglass, they can work interchangeably. So if you have a pear body shape, you want to emphasize the upper portion of your body. So you want to look for tops that have interesting sleeves, maybe pockets on the chest. You want to bring, the eyes upwards away from your hips. Fitted tops that help define your waist are also helpful. You want to highlight your curves without emphasizing your hips. So you want to avoid peplum tops or ruffles because this will actually make your hips look a lot larger. If you have a rectangular body shape, you want to break up the rectangle by defining a waist. And you can do that by using a belt to create the illusion of an hourglass shape. And if you have an inverted triangle shape, it's all about creating balance. So avoid shoulder pads or tops that bring attention to your shoulders. Instead, you want to draw attention down to your waist and your hips and your legs. You can wear bright colored pants. That's going to bring attention down and off of your top area because of an inverted triangle. You're very muscular and wide in the top area and narrower at the bottom. So if you wear like bright colored pants, that's going to draw attention to your legs. And then I would suggest maybe wearing just a darker colored top plain, no pattern, no busyness. They just kind of want this area to just kind of fade out into the background. So let's review some of the different types of tops. A peplum top basically has a ruffle sewn into the top at the waistline, and the goal is to help create an hourglass shape. I have found that not all peplum tops work on my body shape. I have to be really choosy about the peplum. If it has like a really big exaggerated ruffle, that is not flattering on me. However, this one top that I recently bought from Spanx, it is a peplum top and it is very flattering. I can see how a peplum top can make a person with a big belly look a lot thinner. So just avoid any peplum that, accentuates, I guess, that area. Or if the ruffle is too large, I would opt to stay away from that. But of course, it's trial and error. What works for one apple isn't going to work for the next. You really have to try these things on for yourself and then just figure out which one you think looks good on you and makes you feel confident. The next top is a wrap top. So a wrap top creates a defined waist, preferably underneath the bust. It flares out a bit, so it creates definition. So I like a faux wrap top or a faux wrap dress. You really want to avoid a faux wrap or any kind of a wrap top or dress that has excess fabric. You want to make sure that the wrap is subtle with a little bit of fabric. That's why I prefer to go with a faux wrap, because you're getting the illusion of a faux wrap, but you don't have all the heaviness of extra fabric that is gathered, right on the belly area, which is what you're trying to disguise. But a wrap dress is probably my favorite type of dress to wear. I personally have not found a wrap top that I like yet, just because I find that sometimes with wrap tops, there can just be too much excess fabric and it kind of has the opposite effect. I love this type of top as well, and it is a ruche top. So ruching is flattering for pretty much every body shape, and ruching is a gathering of fabric sewn together that can be on the side, in the front, or on the back. The ruching creates a ripple effect, so it brings the eye's attention to that area, and it just kind of makes the belly kind of disappear and fade into the background. It can be difficult to find a nice ruching top, but whenever I find one, I grab it because I find it to be very flattering on me. And I like the ruching to be either right here, like underneath the bust, or off to one side. I find that is the most flattering for me. But I've seen like lots of fancy dresses where they also have ruching in the back, and that looks nice as well. The next type of top is an emper waist, and it is a fitted bodice that drapes out underneath the bust rather than, fitting out from the waistline. This is a great top for an apple shape because we don't have a waistline, so it helps to create one. An asymmetrical top is a top that has one side longer than the other, and this helps to create a long vertical line, which can also be very slimming. I don't think I've ever owned an asymmetrical top. Not that I can remember. It's not a top that I am drawn to, so I can't really speak how it would work on like an apple-shaped body. But, I can see it definitely working on some other body shapes. But again, you just have to try it yourself and find out what works the best for you. Remember, these are just guidelines. It doesn't mean that every top that you own has to fit into these categories. They're just suggestions to help you look for the most flattering type top if you know your body shape. So the next important thing to consider when searching for a top is the fabric and the fit. Opting for flowy, breathable fabrics can make a world of difference. You want your tops to skim over your body. You don't want them to be like hugging your body and showing off any lumps and bumps or muffin tops. So you want them to be comfortable without sacrificing style. And remember, it's not about hiding your body, but rather embracing your natural silhouette. The next thing we want to talk about is strategic styling. Did you know that finding the right neckline and pattern can be your best friend and help you hide your belly? V-necks, scoop necks elongate the neck, while strategic patterns like vertical stripes and small prints can have a slimming effect. I like a small to medium-sized print whenever I'm buying a dress or a top. I avoid large prints Like when I think of a large print, I'm thinking of like, a palm leaf that is huge, because that really doesn't help to make this area of my body any smaller. It actually helps to bring attention to that area and make it look larger. So you want fabric that breathes. Linen is nice. I'm not up on my fabrics, but a lot of you are sewers, so maybe you can chime in the comments and let us know what fabrics we should look like. But we want to stay away from fabric that doesn't breathe, because you don't want to be hot and sticky all day. You don't want it clinging to your body, so that's why it's important to have like flowy fabric. Probably my number one go-to is a V-neck. Now, does that mean that I never wear a crew neck? No, I still wear a crew neck. And if I'm wearing a crew neck, I can add a necklace to make like a V here. And when you think of a V-neck, you may be thinking of a top like this, where this might be a little too deep of a plunge for you. It doesn't have to be this deep. It could simply be just a small V notch cut out in the neckline. It doesn't have to be, a great big long one. So go with whatever you feel most confident and comfortable wearing. Accessories are sometimes overlooked, and I know that I can be guilty of this. Like sometimes I just don't feel like putting jewelry on, but that can really complement an outfit. And say if I am going out to a special occasion or meeting someone, I'll put a more effort into it. But if I'm just hanging around at home, like editing videos, it's not a high priority for me. But just adding a few strategic accessories can also really help to make your belly area kind of fade into the back if that's what you're trying to make it do. So a nice statement necklace or a nice scarf can also be flattering, and that can draw the eye upwards. Also, wearing the right size belt can also be flattering, but you have to place it strategically, and it has to be the right size belt. I cannot really speak about belts because I don't own one. I try to avoid them as much as I possibly can. But if I was to wear a belt, I would imagine that I would wear it underneath the bust line, because then that would help the fabric in my top to drape out, and it's going to have the eyes looking upwards. I'm not comfortable wearing a belt right now, but I know a lot of people do. So again, you have to find out, does a thinner belt work for you, a wider belt? Just play around with it and go from there. Nice dangling earrings can also help bring the eye upwards. If you're wearing some, jewelry, 3/4 length sleeves on tops can also be flattering, because if you have a long sleeve that goes all the way down to your wrist and you're holding your arm next to your body, there's kind of no break. So with a 3/4 length sleeve, at least you see a little break, you see a little flesh, some arm candy with some jewelry, and that can help make you look less wide in the midsection as well. And there you have it, ladies. My top tips for finding flattering tops that can make you feel confident and beautiful. Remember, it's all about embracing your unique style and feeling good in your own skin. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Style with Cathy over 50 for more fashion and beauty advice. I'll see you next time. Bye.